Ever since I was a little girl, I was fascinated by Rudyard Kipling's Jungle Book. In fact, Disney's animated version was the first movie I ever watched. So the opportunity to step into the pages of my favorite book in the land of Mowgli, Bagheera, and Sher Khan was an absolute dream. I am Ritika Furtado Sharma, and today I'm at Pench National Park. Right in the center of India, spread across two states, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, sprawling over 758 square kilometers, lies one of India's finest tiger reserves, Pench National Park. I made my way to Nagpur in Maharashtra, from where it took me a couple of hours by taxi to get to the Turiya Gate in Madhya Pradesh. This gate is about a 10-minute drive from my hotel, the Mahua one. At Turiya, there are 3 roads that lead into the jungle. Every vehicle at random is assigned to one of these roads, and you have to stick to that road when entering. It's actually quite an efficient way of ensuring that there are not too many vehicles in one place at one time. The very first animal I see, the langur. Langurs live in groups, usually with a single dominant male. During early mornings and late evenings, we found them always on alert. Mainly herbivores, their wide-ranging diet could include seeds, fruits, leaves. We even found these 2 licking salt off rocks. Give us today our daily minerals. I've always felt that spotted deer, also called cheetal, are perhaps the best looking deer found in India. But they're also known to be extremely nervous and edgy. While photographing them, our vehicle made a clanking sound, which caused one of the deer to get so spooked, she started an incessant series of calls alerting the whole jungle of my arrival. Summer seems to be the breeding season for spotted deer in this region, and the jungle was alive with rutting calls from male cheetals. Here we have 2 boys fighting over a girl. Also found in Pench, the sambar deer. They are the largest deer found in India and have one of the grandest antlers. Active at twilight and mainly nocturnal, they are generally found on their own or in very small groups. And just like me, sambars love water. This one had found a better way than I did to beat the summer heat. I was just about maybe 15 minutes into the forest on my very first safari, and this happened. Let me introduce you to the new queen of Pench, Patdev. Patdev was born in 2010 and is the daughter of the legendary Kolawali and Rayakasa. When her aunt Tigress Baginala was poisoned, she took over her territory, and today she is said to rule over more than 35 square kilometers of jungle, making her one of the strongest tigresses in Pench today. The forests of Pench stand out as different from any of the jungles I've been to. I'm visiting in the summer when temperatures can touch 48 degrees Celsius in the afternoon. The hues in the forest at this time are more browns and yellows, and the sand has a reddish tint. This big guy enjoying his breakfast is a gaur, or the Indian bison. With its numbers on the decline, its conservation status is listed as vulnerable. So well dressed, these fellows, with white socks pulled all the way up to their knees, and because of that, they're also called the white socks bison. And next to another waterhole, we found a sounder of wild boar. Here are a couple showing the little one what humans look like. Wild boars are omnivores, sure-footed, and while they don't look like it, they're actually fast runners. They're also quite fearless. We found this guy loudly snorting and threatening something in the bushes. When we looked closer, look what we found. In November of 2020, while the world was grappling with COVID-19, deep in the forest, our Patdev tigress delivered 5 healthy cubs. As per the guides, 3 were females and have since left and found their own territories, but the 2 males still remain with their mother. They will of course leave soon to find their own, but till then, it was a delight to watch this trio. In the heart of Pench, there is a quaint place named Alikatta. When the day becomes really hot and the animal sightings become low, all the safari vehicles gather here to eat breakfast or to get a bite of the famous aloo bondas of Pench. With some 13 species of reptiles and over 180 species of birds, Pench is definitely a haven for bird lovers. Here are some of the birds my camera managed to capture. One of my favorite sounds, and one that you will hear everywhere in the forest, is that of the common hawk cuckoo, also known as the brain fever bird, because its call sounds like it's saying, brain fever, brain fever, brain fever. And speaking of calls, in the forest, when a predator is close by, the animals of the forest like the cheetal, sambar and the langur will start to alert each other using different sounds. When we followed these sounds, we found Patdev having a relaxing morning. It's not easy being a mom, and it certainly looked like she was really enjoying her me time. Amongst the various hues of greens and browns, a common and beautiful sight at Pench was this white tree. The bark of this tree is so pale and it had little to no leaves. I'm told it almost glows in the moonlight and therefore it's also called the ghost tree. About a couple of minutes from the Turiya gate and on the way to my hotel, there are a couple of trees on which we found a large colony of fruit bats roosting. Also called the flying fox, they are among the largest in their species. At dusk, they spread their large wings and fly off into the night, and at dawn, they return to their tree. We found this whole group hanging upside down and fanning themselves to keep cool. My last day at Pench was incredible. We started the morning with a couple of jackals and then finally, after 3 whole days, a small pack of wild dogs. In a distance, the langurs were alarming. And as we waited, look what moved in the bushes. By now, we were far away from where we saw Patdev and her cubs yesterday. And just as we were saying that, she walked by like she was on an inspection of her vast territory. Pench is one of the few national parks in India to have women as guides. On my very last safari, I was very excited to have with us Sharmila. Standing shoulder to shoulder with many of her male counterparts in a very male-dominated occupation, she was motivated, knowledgeable and inspiring. I was so proud.
My name is Sharmila ठाकरे. मैं पेंच नेशनल पार्क में गाइड का काम करती हूँ. मैं यहाँ 7 साल से काम करती हूँ. मुझे यहाँ काम करने से अच्छा लगता है.
बहुत मेल सेंट्रिक ऑक्यूपेशन में हैं आप. पूरे इंडिया में ज़्यादातर मेल गाइड रहते हैं.
हाँ.
तो बहुत कम फीमेल गाइड है, तो आप उनमें से एक हैं.
हाँ.
तो आपको कैसा लगता है?
थोड़ा नर्वस भी लगता है.
हाँ.
और थोड़ा अच्छा भी लगता है.
ओके. नर्वस क्यों लगता है?
नर्वस वही जैसे जेंट्स रहे तो कुछ अलग ही बातें करते तो थोड़ा नर्वस टाइप का लगता है. बट क्या होता है जैसे गांव के गाइड ड्राइवर रहते तो उतनी ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती. यहाँ 68 गाइड हैं टोटल. फीमेल है 10, बाकी है जेंट्स. सबको काम मिलना चाहिए मैम. सब लेडीज़ों को. कोई बोलते हैं कि नहीं जेंट्स ही लेडीज़ से पीछे है, तो सबको काम मिलना चाहिए. मैम गांव वाले बोलते हैं कि लेडीज़ों को बाहर काम नहीं करना चाहिए. गांव खेड़े की औरतें चाहती है कि बाहर लेडीज़ काम ना करे, उससे घर परिवार की बदनामी होती है. मैं चाहती हूँ कि सब काम करें.
As a parting gift for my very last sighting, Pench gave me a leopard. Can you see it? How about now? And that was the end of my 5 days at Pench. It's a beautiful forest in the heart of my beautiful country. There are many more roads to travel here and many more sights to see. But for now, I have to head back home. When my heart yearns for the call of the wild, I'll pick up my camera and be off again. Another place, another experience. Will I come back to Pench at some point? You bet.